Amador with Boudoir Banana Studio, and today we have another editing tutorial. So here we have the amazing, beautiful Reina. This was taken in a new studio, and I'm still getting my lighting down. And I really like this image. I like the catch light in her eyes. So I'm gonna start out by just putting on our Nano Studio preset. So I'm gonna press Command V. I'm seeing this now, and I'm thinking it's a little too warm for me. Let me lower the just about there. I'm gonna grab a brush. Now I'm gonna start just painting in the face. Right about there. I'm gonna raise my exposure. Right about there. Grab another brush. I'm gonna paint the side. I'm gonna raise my whites and my shadows. Right about there is good. I'm gonna paint a little more towards the bottom of the lips. There we go. That feels more balanced. Take one more brush, and on this side, I'm gonna do my whites and just a hair of my shadows, not that much. Just about there. So I'm gonna grab another brush. It's a bit dark in here, so I'm gonna bring up my exposure. There we go. Just about there. There should be naturally shadows in there, but I just don't want I don't want to be too dark there. Perfect. Grab another brush. Just about here, the highlights. Raise the highlights. In the arm too, I'll take that same brush and just paint in the arm. Then we'll grab another brush down here, and I'm gonna just lower my exposure down here, so the eye can go to her. So this isn't so bright, so I'm gonna lower my exposure right about there. See how that just helps makes it pop just a little more. I'm gonna see how this looks. Let me see a quick before and after. Right now I'm just looking for light. For light, not the skin texture, not the straight hair, just light. I still feel it's a little warm. How about that? I think that's good. Now I'm gonna grab another brush, and I'm actually gonna go more into the eyes. Exposure just the eyes. Not much, 22. I'm gonna use that same brush and do her other eye. Perfect. I'm gonna grab another brush, and I'm gonna start painting her black in her hair. Not paint black. Lower the exposure, just the hair. There we go. Perfect. I'm gonna grab a big old brush. Just kind of do the whole body. But I think I'm gonna do the whites though. There we go. Just the hair. There we go. Let me see if I lower my exposure global. I think I will. I think I like the global. And I'm gonna grab that same one I just did. Click back on it, and I'm gonna just raise the exposure just a hair. Right there. And I think that's looking good. I feel like this side of the face should be a little brighter. Grab another one. Just keep going. And these little micro edits that I like, just keep adding on, taking on if I have to. More of her lips, maybe more right here. See, I'm digging that. I'm like how that's looking. So I think I'm okay with my exposure and darkness of just the hair. Right here, what I'm trying to do, I want the eye to go to the hip, to this part of the hip. You know what? I feel like I like this, but I'm gonna make it a little more contrasty. I'm gonna lower my feather. I'm gonna paint here first, this part of the body, and I'm actually gonna raise my clarity, just the hair. I want that to be a little more. Yeah, I want that to be a little sharper. I don't know if you guys can see that. That's coming together nicely. Okay. So I see her nose. Her nose is a little too bright for me. I'm gonna just lower my highlights right here. And I can fix that in Photoshop too. Right about there. Perfect. Let me see how much skin. Let me see the noise reduction. Let me lower my noise reduction. I think it's a little high. I might do that afterwards. So I'm gonna start with yeah, this is good. Raise just the hair on the noise reduction. I think that's good. So I'm gonna right click this, guys, and then I'm gonna send this to Photoshop. Excuse me while I drink some water. So guys, in the comments down below, leave me any questions you have. Why I do this, why I do that, why I prefer this tool over that tool, anything along those lines. Alright, let me click over here. It's up yet? No, not yet. Just give it a second. Let me re-click it now. Oh, there we go. We're loading it now. And here it is, guys. So what I'm gonna do next is press Command J so I can make a duplicate of the layer. I'm gonna start working on this. Now I'm gonna actually grab my patch tool, and I'm gonna just clean the skin away as I go along. So I see here she has a few textures. These little guys right here. And we're just take those out using the patch tool. This can become a little tedious, but guys, I really like doing this. I really like getting in there and just removing all these by hand and not relying so much on my skin softening software. This is us getting your hands dirty. No, excuse me, my computer's a little slow. Oh, sorry about that. We're trying to shoot these as quick as possible. All these little guys right here. And I always feel like the patch tool is always my preferred tool versus the cloning stamp tool or the healing tool. I like choosing where I'm gonna get the skin from versus having Photoshop do that for me. But again, that's preference, and that's however you want to do it. Some people prefer just to add the skin softening over it and then adjust it from there. But again, this is just my poison, right? This is the way I approach my photos, and it's always worked for me. All right, a little more here. See these textures too? Yeah, let's take out these the highlights here. So by taking out these highlights right here, it doesn't look like she's as hot or as glistening. We don't want that. We don't want any of that there. Okay, just bear with me. It's a slow and tedious process, but hey, somebody's gonna do it. Here we go. Now these textures right here. Come on, Mr. Patch Tool. Be good to me. These textures too. And these in here right here. So what's your guys' favorite tool? I always feel like that's debate for arguing what somebody likes using versus somebody else. I think we're just about there. And these two right here. And I want to see how it looks afterwards after I run my studio skin smoothing action on this. I think we're good for now. Let me zoom out a bit. There we go. I'm gonna take this one out too, right here. Let me see if I just do a big one. I'm not liking that. I'll come back to that. I'll come back to this in a bit. Okay, and this too. See these highlights? I can take these out myself using this technique just right here. And these two. Oh no, these two right here. No. If it wants to cooperate. This, I'm not digging that. It's kind of. Oh, so there's another way I can do this, guys. I will just paint over to it. I'm just pressing Command Z to undo everything. Yeah, this is the one I want to do. Another technique I can use here is grab a layer, paintbrush, lower it to, let's go with 6%. Alt, clicking where I want to look at, just kind of sample from. I can just paint over this just a hair, so I don't get that so much. This is another technique, so I can reduce it. Very subtle, guys. Let me raise my opacity on that brush. Maybe need a little more there. See, what my preferred method is, I'm gonna erase that. I'm gonna delete this layer. Oh, if it cooperates, just bring it down to the garbage here, guys. Sorry about that. So I'm gonna actually press Command J again. Oh, I'm gonna click here, make sure I got nothing clicked. Command J. Oh, see, it's acting up on me. Let me see, Command D, so nothing's like that. Command J, perfect. So I'm gonna grab my patch tool again. Over this. Now I know it can look a little strange. Just bear with me 1 second, guys. Just right. No, that's too much. Right there, that was too much. I just want this guy right here. This right here. And this right here, and this little, come on, it's a little slow. So what I'm gonna do, I'm actually grab this and lower my opacity here. Just keep lowering it to, see, I still want the textures there, but I just don't want it to be so noticeable. Let's go with me, Command J, Command Shift E right here. I'm gonna merge these together. I'm gonna zoom back out. Perfect. And let's keep making our way down the body. Right here at the chin. These little guys right here at the neck. This one too. Sorry guys, my computer is lagging. So I'm screen recording this. Well, I got Photoshop open and I got Lightroom open, so my computer's working today. All these little textures. Let me see. This guy right here. Let me take this one right here. Come over right there. And this guy right here, it's very small. Okay, so this one I'm actually gonna switch to the healing tool now, and I'm just erasing these hairs. I actually find this to be a lot easier with little straight hairs. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But here, just these. I don't want to go too crazy because they don't bother me too much, but just those longer ones, and we just kind of work our way back into the bigger clump of hair. Let me just keep going. Let me keep going. I think that's good for now. I'm gonna switch back to my patch tool. I'm gonna take out this little guy here. Perfect. Let me zoom back out. Let me see the bigger picture here. This little thing here. I'm gonna start taking off all the straight hairs too. You know, I might come back to that last, but let me do the lint here. Since it's black and anything that's white, which it's just gonna pop really, guys, and we don't want that. Let's take these go to print. I would hate to print these with all this little lint right here, these little things. Very subtle. Alright guys, that's good. I'm gonna zoom back in. Now we start working on this hair. This will be a little more difficult. I'm gonna grab a new layer. Let's go to my cloning. Let's go with a bigger brush. Let me see what's my hardness. Let me try that first. Alt, right by here. Come straight down. That should be. Let me try that. I'm gonna mask, brush, black. Let's raise to 100. Lower my opacity. Let me just outline the skin here. Let me raise my hardness right there. Shift, click. And I'm trying to bring out the skin here, and I can fine tune it. So I can see my division there. All right. Let me raise my opacity. Let me just clean this up right here. Perfect. Yeah, that's really good. And come over here to it, whatever the plant. Let me toggle this on and off. Let me see how we like that. See? And now these little hairs are gone now. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna actually run this over so this has a smoother line here, guys. Right there. And press shift and back down right to about there. There. I want that. Perfect. So these right hairs don't bother me. These are the ones that bother me up here. Just come back up here, guys. I'm gonna actually click on this and I'm gonna try. What technique should we go with here? Let's go with the healing brush. Let's buy healing brush tool. Let's see how this will work. Just start pinning over these. Gone, 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 gone. This can become tedious, guys. We're just gonna go over nice and slow. Get as much as you can out. This is all to taste. Because when I'm looking at photos or the photographer's photos, these are the type of things I'm looking for. This one, I can see this one. Especially here because the light's hitting them so they pop a little more. Alright, here I want to be careful because I don't want this little area to get too murky. If that makes sense. I don't want. Perfect. Let me take out these right here. These. And we're getting there. Guys. Sorry if you can hear my dog in the background. He's chilling or something or coughing something up. He's alright. And this is bothering me. I don't like this big old. So either I can liquefy it or push it down. So what I'm gonna do is I should grab another layer. My clone. I think I might just alt here, bring this right about here, just paint this in. Let me see how this looks. Right about there. Is that weird? Okay, so I'm gonna lower my opacity. Lower the opacity. Right. So I'm gonna erase it to right about there. Let me see. Brush. Sorry about that. And then click mask. Black, 100% perfect. But here, I'm gonna paint this out right here to that line. I'm gonna raise my opacity. Yeah, there we go. That looks good. Let me toggle this on and off and watch how this looks. That looks good. Let me bring that back. Just a hair. Let me zoom out. Let me get a bird's eye view. Let me toggle this back on because I just don't want to pop in that much, but I just don't want to look too Photoshop, too fake. There we go. I think that's good. I think that's because she has her hair here, so it's gonna naturally bump this up, push this up. I just felt this was too much distracting. Let me grip these. Command Shift, Command G. We're grouping these. I just want to see the before and after, just the top of the hair. Yeah, much better, guys, much better. All right, perfect. So I'm just now, I think I'm good with skin before I retouch it. I might address these textures in a bit. So I'm gonna click my layer 2, Command Shift the highlight of these. I'm gonna press Alt, Command Shift E. There we go. Now they just made a new layer. Now I'm gonna come here to filter, liquefy. Now it's just start shaping things out a little bit. Excuse me as I drink water. So I'm just start adjusting little things here, and just little things. Bring your shoulder, just the hair. Just there we go. And we're not changing who she is, we're just making micro adjustments. Right here, we'll just bring it down. Excuse me. So here what I'm using is bracket, left bracket, right bracket, and just make it smaller. Left bracket, right bracket makes it bigger. So this big here, and just tuck in this bit, and we're just grab this and just there we go. Just one more. There we go, just like that. I might just lower this, just a hair there, and in. There we go. Let me see my preview before and after. Just a hair, guys. Just a hair. I think I'm actually gonna raise this and I'm gonna just bring this down a hair. I'll need up a hair. There we go. Let me see this. Before, no. Let me just bring the shoulder just there we go. I think I'm good with this. Good. Good. That's all good. Let me see before and after one more time. There we go. Perfect, guys. Press OK. Then bring us right back into Photoshop. And press Command J so I can work on my new layer. All right. Now I'm really seeing this with fresh eyes. I'm seeing textures here. And we're gonna just take these out real quick. Just take these out real quick before we smoothen out the skin. Perfect. Yeah, these lines right here, guys. Hope you can see these right here. Perfect. Looking good. This little guy right here. This little line right here. Take that out. Perfect. So I want to see how this looks edited. So I'm gonna come up here, our skin Nano Studio skin smoothing. We're gonna run this action. Just take just a second. Perfect. Now we're gonna paint on. I'm gonna press X to switch this to white. I'm gonna switch my brush. We're on white. I'm gonna lower my opacity. This one I'm gonna go a little higher, guys. You know what I usually do. So I'm gonna go to 20. I'm gonna go to 23. Make sure we're painting on our mask layer here. And if you guys know, I just paint over everything here. Oh, that's way too much. I can see it already. I double clicked it by accident. Okay, now we're starting off fresh. And just one, I'm holding down the mouse, clicking, and there we go. Coming over the skin, down to the arm, down here, back up, and there we go. Now I'm gonna do her arm. Hold it. Let go. Lower the brackets right there. Just really low so I can get the fingers. Perfect. I'm gonna start right about here. And come back down to the arm. Perfect. We'll have to do this because there's a net there. A little more there. I think that's good. So I'm gonna press X, black, raise my opacity. Now I'm gonna start taking away everything I painted in. Starting with the eyes. I'm gonna bring those back. The eyelashes, the lashes, the eyebrows. We're bringing all this back. See, just popping right back in, guys. The nose ring, we want that sharp. The nose, just randomly want to make sure that it's the line. Her lips. Let's bring that right back in, guys. Just the edge of the hairline. Make sure that's all sharp. It's all sharp, perfect. Make sure all that's clean. These lines right here. We just don't want them look murky, look less Photoshop as possible. In between your fingers. Make sure those lines look good. Make sure this line looks good. Just take all that out right here. Take this along the jawline. Perfect. Let me do a quick before and after. I want to see how this looks. Good. Perfect. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna press Command Shift. Alt Command Shift E again. I'm making a new one. And I do want to clean this up in here. I do want to get in there and clean this up. There's different ways we can do this. Let me zoom in. No, I'm sorry. Computer is lagging. All right, so I'm gonna try my patch tool. If that doesn't work, I'm gonna go to my clone tool next. That is not bad. That's not bad. Perfect. Nice. Just keep bringing that down. We can take this little guy right here. I'm gonna take this out right here. Maybe a little more right here. And I'll pull back and see how this looks. We'll do a quick before and after. You see that? I think I might do just a little more. Oh, sorry, it's just lagging. Do this guy right here. There we go. Oh, let's see. How's that look? So what I'm gonna do now, I think I'm gonna grab a new layer on my brush, lower it down to like let's go to 5 is good. Right bracket. I want to grab this color here and I want to paint right here. See how this looks. Yeah, paint that in just a hair. I might go a little brighter in here. And maybe here. I'm gonna mask this. Go to 100 black. And I can see how it leaked over here. See that, guys? Oh, I took too much there. Shift all the way up. Perfect. I'm gonna toggle this on off so you can see what I did. It's still a little much for me. Let me just take a little more here. Now I'm actually lower the opacity here. Blend it in. There we go. Let me toggle this on and off. See how we did that, guys? Perfect. I'm gonna click this. And I'm gonna just take some of these little guys out here. Take a few of those out. Perfect. So guys, I think what I'm gonna do next, press Command, Alt Command Shift D, make another one. Now here I'm gonna right click. I'm gonna make this into a smart layer now. Convert to a smart layer when you click this. And I'm seeing some digital noise in here, and I think I'm gonna take that out. Come up here, noise. Let's go to reduce noise. Give that a minute. So I'm gonna go pretty strong. Click over skin to sample that. I'm gonna go pretty strong, preserve details. Let me see how much details we're gonna preserve. So I'm gonna do less preserve details. I want to take out because I'm gonna lower the opacity. So I'm gonna press OK, let it run that. It's gonna do it over the whole image. Just give that a second. Because here's I'm testing my lights again, guys, in my new studio, and I really pushed that the ISO on this one. All right, perfect. So let me toggle this on and off. Let me see how this looks. Yeah, hopefully you guys can see in the video. I'm toggle this back on. I'm actually press Command I to invert the layer. So now here what I did is when I inverted it to make it black, you can't see the filter I put on. What I'm gonna do is grab a brush and I want to paint it back in where I want it. So it's at 100% the opacity on the layer, and my brush is at 100%, and I'm gonna push X to switch it to Y where I want to paint this back in. So I'm painting in the noise reduction filter where I want it. It's gonna be mostly on the skin. You know what? Let me do the same thing I did with the skin, just right here over everything. Perfect. Over the skin. Also kind of just cleans it up a little bit, guys. Right there. And the shoulders too. And I'm gonna do the same thing what I did with the skin retouching. I'm gonna just take it out where I don't want it. So I'm gonna press X. And over the eyebrows. The eyes. Same nose ring here, all this stuff. The lips. Anything where I want to find, anything where I want it to be defined. Oh, it's gonna be a little more there. Perfect, perfect, perfect. The hair. All right, guys. Let me take a look at this. I'm gonna toggle this one on and off. It's very solid, guys, but I can see it. Yeah. Right there. And I think we're about done. Let me toggle the whole thing on. So that's our before, that's our after. Before, our after. And I still have, and if you guys can see, I still have textures in the skin, where the skin should have textures. I know that's a personal preference, but I still like leaving the textures in there. It is cleaned up, and we want to look as best as we can with highly retouched. But I don't want it to look like a porcelain doll when it's not a porcelain doll. So they have the textures, and I want to preserve those. But I just want to take out anything that's distracting or anything that's not complimentary, especially that reflects our photography. So guys, I think I am good here. Just looking this over again, looking this over. You know what? I'm gonna grab a layer, brush, lower the opacity, and I think I'm gonna right about here. Now I'm painting under the eye. Just right about there. I feel like that's a little dark. Grab this, paint this in right here, right there. Mask. Make sure I didn't get that over the eye. I don't want the eye to be colored. There we go. Just right there. I'm gonna tell us. See that? You see what that does? Just a little cleaner, a little neater. No, I'm looking at the skin everywhere. I think we are good, guys. I'll press File, Save. Now when I do this, and send it right back to Lightroom. Just give it a second, guys. Let's click the Lightroom. So this is our before. You can see more texture. You can see the hairs we didn't fix. And now Photoshop is bringing in our new photo, and there you go, guys. I'm gonna press 8 for green. This is gonna be my final edited image. Now here, so I can see it visually, I'm gonna press here 6 for red. And guys, I'm gonna just toggle between these. So edit it, retouch, take out the straight hairs, clean up the skin. Adjust this one's adjusted for exposure and color. And if I press see the before, that's my actual before. From that to that, guys. Thank you for watching this tutorial. We really appreciate it. If you have any questions, let me know down below. Like us, follow us, do that whole shebang. This is Yuma M Amador with Boudoir Banana Studio. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching.